Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. So everybody, I would like to introduce to all my students and also my assistant, Dr. Filip Wierzbicki-Nowak, who is here, Filip. And I would like to introduce to all of you excellent British and an international established really well artist, BSTUVEN. I know that BSTUVEN, this is the artistic name, I would say, that Brian uses. But Brian, also at the same time, is my friend. But if you want to find out more about art of BSTUVEN, then you would have to look for BSTUVEN. But today we are meeting because, and we're so happy, Brian, and thank you very much for this very, short time.
Okay, no problem. It's nice to hear everybody, I hope.
Yes, everyone has got switched off, turned off the microphones not to make any disturbing, noises. And, as we were talking, this subject is about, a higher art education basically in the world, but of course, we are talking about the United Kingdom, because myself, I realized that what is great about the United Kingdom, it is the fact that studying is possible and available for absolutely everybody, everyone, at any time, at any age, at any just like almost crosswords, puzzles, in vertical, in, horizontal level. Because, for example, in many post-communist countries, including Poland, and perhaps Radovan, who is our Radovan is our student from Erasmus program. He comes from Slovakia. Yeah, am I right, Radovan? But
yes, Slovakia.
Yeah, but he studies in Czech Republic. And he says as well that A-level very much defines, a possibility to study and to go to higher study. Because in Poland, if someone fails A-level, is having closed the door forever, unless passes again to, the possibility to go for higher studies. But in the UK, it's possible for everybody, because even if someone fails or even don't approach to A-level stage, is able to do foundation. For example, so I would like to ask you, and now I'm giving you the voice to express any experiences. You don't have to be, you are not, you are an artist, you are established artist. So you just can speak from, different experiences of yours, your friends, and what you managed to find out. So now I'm giving you the voice, please.
Okay, so as Kasia says, you don't need to pass your A levels in art in order to be able to study at university. There is this foundation course, which is like a taster course of 1 year, where the students are made to do a variety of different things, such as ceramics, printmaking, film and video, painting. And usually at this time, most of the students don't know what they really want to do. They just know they want to do art. And so it's a good year to discover what you're really interested in. However, you don't need to do the foundation to go to university. What you need is to be enthusiastic and to show that you have done something. So the most important thing is your portfolio in the UK. So if you have a portfolio of work, something to show, then that's your entry into the bachelor courses, the first level of really serious courses in fine arts. Okay.
That's very interesting.
As I said, you don't need this this A level. You can come to art very late. Many universities accept older, mature students as well. So if you've suddenly developed a passion for art in your 30s and you've put together something that is of interest to the university, then they will accept you. However, there is one criterion which is now essential to study in the UK, study in England and Wales, and that is you need to have the money for the course. When I was studying for my BA, I studied my BA at Central St. Martin's. I was at that period when the BA was free. It was paid for by the local government authority where you lived through taxes. Since, I think, since 2002, that is no longer the case. And you now have to pay for your first course, your first degree. And the fees are fixed in law. I think the maximum fee that a university can charge now is, I think, 9,250, something like that, £9,250 per year. And most BAs and Bachelor of Science courses, most courses at university are 3 years.
And Brian, how does it work? For example, such universities, when students have to pay almost £10,000 per year doing BA, getting BA degree, do they have any help, kind of like how they can pay off the credit, the study credit, or do they have any information about companies where they can work or something like that to pay off?
Well, most students end up working as well through university, just to get the extra money that they need. But there is something called the Student Loans Association, or the Student Loans Company, and they can loan you the money. Now, I was lucky because I did take a loan when I was at university, but it was a very small loan, and I didn't have to start paying it off when I finished, because I had to reach a threshold of earnings before I started to repay my loan. And, you know, I didn't earn much money at the beginning, so I never paid it. However, now students have to sign an agreement and they start paying their loan off immediately. The moment they have a job, it's taken automatically from their pay each month. So they don't have to do anything, but it's taken automatically. And it's a small percentage, and it rises according to how much money you earn. Unfortunately, some students in this method could be paying off their loan for maybe 30 years.
Well, but at least maybe a smallest amount, which are not very painful, you know, or something like that, to pay a small amount, even that long time, if it's possible. And I think that United Kingdom is very open and very, we would say, socialistic country regarding people and students, and that's my realization. Maybe that's what I just realized, that is very open, and many possibilities and options are available for people, for students, and for precisely that's what in Poland, for example, we all are very scared. We have free higher education and basically education, obviously, but that can change. We never know. But at the same time, we don't have this problem. But if we want to study abroad somewhere, or take a course or a year or something like that, to pay off is possible in many different ways. And maybe because I think your time is just slowly getting into the
No,
end.
that's okay, no problem. Carry on. Yeah.
Tell me maybe what is your recommendation? What kind of, you know, universities, art universities, or for example, departments at universities would be interesting? Have you, because you know Poland and Poznan University as well very well. Well, since some time ago, it has changed quite a lot.
Yeah.
let's say, departments, or and also, for example, some information about the reputation of universities, how that looks like, because as we know,
Okay, yeah.
we know that now the most important universities, they became like in UCL or something like that. I don't remember at this moment, University of London or something, UOL or something like that, like St. Martin's, Royal College of Art, Chelsea College of Art or something like that. Yeah. So maybe you can say a few words about that.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, in Poznan, what you're doing is a 5-year course. Is that correct?
Not anymore. So, I mean, we went through this dual system, like in the Western Europe and America as well. So we also have licenciate, which is equivalent of BA degree, and then MA degree, master degree, like everywhere else. However, some other departments, decided to get back to this, one solid 5-year MA studies. But most of departments still has got BA and then MA separately.
And this course here, this is the equivalent of the BA course. Your students here, the people here.
It's a mix. I have mix of students. I have, in Poznan University, there are obviously different curriculum for, master degree and BA students, but they have rights to be at the same time, and they are always like matched together. However, our conversation and talk about projects and everything look a little bit differently. And year one has to have a anatomy drawing of a human body, really strictly.
Really, old style.
Yeah, that has to be learned properly. So.
Right. So in the UK, as far as I know, there are none of these combined BA and MA courses. So once you finish your BA, you have to apply again to do your MA, or as is more commonly called now, MFA. And there are several MFAs. It doesn't have to be simply fine art. It could be, there are a number of others. There's MFAs in art and communication, video game art. There are lots and lots. Depends on the college or university. But you have to apply again and go through another process of interviews and so on. And the MFAs are usually 2 years long. And then after that, it's the postgraduate, the PhD. And that could be a lot longer. That could be 5 years. I just did a little bit of research before coming online. And I live very close to Goldsmiths College, which is part of the University of London. And I did some research into their postgraduate courses. And I discovered that sorry to talk about the money again, but it's important. The fees for Goldsmiths for the MFA in fine art, the most prestigious one, the most important one, that is now £10,870 full-time per year. So that's, £21,000 after 2 years. There are ways of getting help with the funding, of course. Apart from the student loans company, you can get a small business loan. You can apply for help from the university. Most universities have help available to poorer students. But you can also do it part-time. And part-time, it's 4 years, and it's only £4,500, only £4,500 per year. However, this is only for UK students. Because of the recent schism with the European Union, it means that fees for EU students are much higher. And as an example, this same course at Goldsmiths, it's now £24,000 per year for a full-time course EU student. So that's, you're looking at £48,000 to do a 2-year full-time MFA at the University of London. And if you're from another country, not the EU, I think it's even higher. So, you know, it's become very difficult because of the fees. The international student fees are, in a sense, subsidizing the fees for UK students, because it's actually very expensive to run a master's course, even a BA course. It's very expensive. There's so much equipment that is needed, so much studio space, and of course, good tutors. So the financial cost has become a problem in the UK. One of the other problems that you might be interested in is that the UK is focused very much now on trying to at least be on the same level with countries like Korea and China when it comes to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, what we call the STEM courses. And so funding for arts courses is being cut in the UK. And there is a big outcry in the art world, especially the art education world, but artists as well, artists who've gone to these colleges, who have been nurtured by these colleges, are very unhappy how the government, this government, is treating art education in the UK. So whilst it's good that you don't need to have passed your A-levels in art to do an art course, it's open in that way, but in the other way, it's closing because of the financial constraints and the reduction in the money available from the government to universities.
Well, yes, that's very, very interesting and a lot of information that you said, and quite surprising because I am not updated regarding, you know, prices and fees, but it is really, yeah, kind of shocking. That's what you just mentioned now, and especially about, you know, putting a lot of effort and interest of the government into science subjects, technology, and obviously that kind of things that art is not anymore. And London, it was a capital, art capital in Europe, like we would say New York is a art capital, I don't know, somewhere, but still London was, and it is still, luckily, really a capital, art capital in the world, and certainly in Europe. Well, the sad thing is that unfortunately the government in the UK hasn't signed Erasmus program. This is this student.
This is another thing. Yes, the Erasmus program is in jeopardy.
Yeah, exactly.
In danger.
And probably Erasmus Plus, which again regards tutors and, you know, the professors or teachers, you know, probably is also excluded, like basically exchange student exchange program Erasmus. It's really, really sad. I don't understand, but obviously this is the situation between these two countries. So yeah, I'm sorry. I suddenly somebody is calling me. So Brian, I just wanted to ask you also about one thing, that the secondary school and art at secondary school and media studies, this is on extremely high level, so much higher level than in Poland. Can you say a few words that many?
Yes, a lot of colleges, a lot of schools now, secondary schools, they have access to video equipment, and so there's and of course computers. So there's a bigger emphasis on information technology, and artists are using this in schools as well. So it's I don't know very much about secondary school education, but I do know that there is the possibility of using a wider range of materials and media certainly than when I was a kid. So art education in secondary schools is still a little bit under pressure, but it's a positive thing. A lot of teachers who work in secondary schools use their enthusiasm to really drive the courses. Yeah. I wanted to ask, before I have to go, does anyone have any questions? No questions? Don't be shy. If there's something you want to ask me, maybe you didn't understand something I said, you want clarification, please ask.
Could you please recommend some specific institutions? Okay,
so for universities, the top ones in London are the University of London, specifically Goldsmiths, and the Slade is still pretty good. And then, of course, there's the Royal College of Art. There is another institution, but it has a small number of students, and they don't pay. The course is free, and so it is highly subscribed, oversubscribed, and that is the Royal Academy. The Royal Academy is a private institution. The Royal Academy schools are run by the Royal Academy, and no students pay to go there. I tried to get in many years ago, and I was unsuccessful. But when I went around, I was like this, wow, you know, I really wanted to be there. Didn't make it.
Yeah, we need to make like significant the difference that Royal College of Art, it's something else, and Royal Academy of Art, it's something else. This one, which you just mentioned as a last institution, Royal Academy, and obviously the whole world tries to apply there, like you say, the whole world really, that this is almost like winning a million in lottery or something like that.
It's like Willy Wonka, you know, and the golden ticket, you know. Once you get into the Royal Academy, the magic, wonderful world is open to you. But these golden tickets are very rare.
Yes, but why do you why don't you mention our absolutely one of the best universities and widely on the world recognized St. Martin's College of Art and Design?
Okay, so
St. Martin's,
St. Martin's is part of the University of the Arts, which is an umbrella organization comprising of many colleges in London. So the University of the Arts, London. And so it comprises of Wimbledon College, Central St. Martin's, and Chelsea.
Yeah.
And they are a large organization. They do rely very heavily on international students to pay for their courses. So when you go to the University of the Arts, there are lots of international students, which is good in one way because you get an international mix. You get a very eclectic flavor of students from what students are doing, what people are doing in other countries. But there are some language problems as well. And in my other life, I'm also a language teacher. And so I know that the University of the Arts has a number of positions for language teachers to help students get to the level necessary for these very demanding BA and MA or MFA courses, because there's a lot of writing as well in some of these courses.
What,
So,
sorry,
yes,
what level is needed for these courses, like B2 or C1?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's C1 will get you anywhere. You don't have to worry if you've got C1, but it's usually B2. Yeah, usually upper intermediate. Yeah. So if you've done let's see, the Cambridge, it would be the Cambridge B2. That would be enough. And because they want you so badly, if you don't get to that level, you can augment, you can top up your studies to get there whilst you're actually studying the course. But of course, the higher level of English you have, the better it is, for sure.
And Brian, I just wanted to ask you actually, MFT, did you say degree? What MFA degree, actually, what does it stand for?
It literally means Master of Fine Art.
Oh, just fine art kind of.
Yeah, but it's called MFA Fine Art. So it's Master of Fine Art, Fine Art.
Yes, yeah, I understand. Okay. Well, okay, if there is no more questions, unless there are any more questions, then I think it's really time to thank Brian for the meeting.
Thank you very much. It was lovely to talk to you.
I'm really pleased. I'm thrilled, Brian, that you found time to speak with us. We have just Daniel who just...
Yes, I have one question. Yes, Daniel, you told about difference between Polish art study and English art study, because the English or UK study are more similar to Korea and other countries. Do you want to talk something more about that? Because I've never heard about that, and I
don't know what they how they teach in Korea, but a lot of Korean students and Japanese students and so on come to the UK because of the names of the these prestigious names of the colleges. What Kasia said about 1 year of life drawing, you can of course do courses like this. There are traditional courses. I think the Ruskin, which is part of Oxford, has a traditional element, at least at the beginning. And certainly the Royal Academy School is more traditional. But teaching in college nowadays, in university and college nowadays, of fine art tends to be more trying to help students who are considered already to be practicing artists. So it's more the theoretical help. It's not so much the technical help. You don't really learn how to do things at university. You teach yourself that part. It's really about learning how to think. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, great. Okay.
It's a little bit kind of what we are doing at our classes, which are very, let's say, intermediate, and many ways of expressing thoughts and message are allowed in our drawing class. It's called drawing, but sometimes it's far from drawing. However, we always think about this drawing element, which we believe it's the most minimalistic way of passing the thought, Yes, okay, so we will be not keeping you anymore. I know you are extremely, extremely busy. So once again,
it's a busy time at the moment, yeah.
It is. I know that you are extremely busy. Thank you so much. Thank you on behalf of some of my students.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you very, very much, and good luck to you. And hopefully, maybe we can make this a longer, talk that we were talking before.
Yes, we will.
We find the time. Okay, take care, Brian. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.